From Isaiah, the 43rd chapter.
But now thus says the Lord, He who created you, O Jacob, He who formed you, O Israel. Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you. Do not fear, for I am with you.
And now, says the Lord, the one who makes a way in the sea, and a path in the mighty waters. Do not remember the former things, or consider the things of old, for I am about to do a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it?
At the end of July, members of Zion and Shepherd's Councils met together with Pastor Erica Yuthi, Director of Evangelical Mission in the Southeastern Iowa Synod, to explore the possibility of deepening our partnership with each other. Many of you know that throughout our history, both congregations, along with Grace, have joined efforts on many occasions. From Vacation Bible School to Confirmation to God's Work Our Hands service projects. This is good work. But especially in the last few years, leaders have begun wondering if there is more that can be done together. Why? Well, for starters, it's good stewardship of our resources. Second, in the past year and a half, the ELCA has been pushed to consider what the future church might look like. But most importantly, Lutheran churches in Muscatine have begun this conversation because we take seriously our baptismal call to share the good news of Jesus Christ with those in our congregations and those within the broader community. So that being our call, how might each of us, as individuals and as individual congregations, further the mission of Jesus even more so if we intentionally worked together?
That, ultimately, is the question we're exploring. And after beginning conversation at the end of July, both Zion and Shepherd discerned that it seemed as though the Spirit was stirring us onward to continue that conversation. We don't know what that means. We don't know our endpoint. Right now, the possibilities are endless if we are willing to see what God is already doing in our midst, and if we are willing to see what new things might be taking shape among us. Even though we don't have a prescribed roadmap before us, we do know three things. Number one, we know that God is with us, and our God is faithful. Number two, we know that continuing these conversations needs to be something our congregations support. To only have a handful of people impassioned about further collaboration does not honor the whole of the communities we represent. And number three, we know that to effectively listen to the Spirit, we need to form a team dedicated to this conversation.
So with these three things in mind, you are being invited into 30 days of prayer. The intent of these 30 days is twofold. A, to provide space for all of us to listen and talk amongst one another to confirm that, yes, this is a conversation we desire to continue. And B, to discern who from Shepherd may be called to serve on a joint team to continue the conversation forward. So how is this going to work? Starting today, August 1st, we will begin a time of prayer for God's guidance. This is time for each of us to actively listen to how the Spirit may be moving within us. And this is a time to discern who may be called from Shepherd to serve on a joint team. During this time, short prayers will be shared on our social media outlets to assist us in this initial time of discernment. If you sense the Spirit calling you to participate or calling you to nominate someone, you can submit your nominations in a box in the narthex. or using the online link shared with the congregation in our weekly announcements. To guide us in our nominations, a short list of qualities we are looking for in team members will be posted in the narthex on the large bulletin board. Then, on August 22nd, we will host an opportunity for roundtable discussions following our Sunday morning worship and fellowship at about 10:30 or so. We want to hear what the Spirit has been doing within you. If you're unable to attend at this time, know that your council members, visioning team members, and Pastor Elise are always available for conversation. Based on that conversation, we hope to get a sense from the congregation of whether or not this is a conversation we desire to continue. This Sunday will also be the final day to submit any nominations to serve on a joint team. On Tuesday, August 24th, at our regularly scheduled council meeting, our council will prayerfully consider the names submitted and how to create a balanced team. Please continue your prayers for our council as they seek wisdom in these decisions. Finally, following August 24, contacts will be made to those appointed to serve. During this time, we ask for your prayers for those who have been lifted up and invited to join the joint team, that they may feel the call to serve. By the end of August, it is our hope to have a team formed and ready to meet with other congregations in early September. One final note. You may have recognized that right now, this conversation is taking place between Zion and Shepherd. Grace and New Era have been invited to the table, but for various reasons have chosen not to pursue conversation at this time. However, if that changes in the future, a seat will always be open for them to jump on board. So now, how are you being called to participate? To pray. To consider being a part of a joint team. And to be a part of joint events that will come before us this fall. However you join us in this journey, we know that the Spirit will be guiding us along the way, and we won't walk it alone. We ask for your continued prayers in the days ahead as we keep our eyes open for what new things may be springing forth among us.